Hello everybody. In our first video we saw how to download and install R in the R Studio, and I said at the end of the video that we needed to restart the computer in order to see our R work. So in this video we are going to talk about the R environment and the packages. So after you restart your computer and launch R, you would have this interface. Normally you have 4 panes, but if you don't, just click on this icon to have your 2 panes on this side. So basically those 4 icons are the ones you need to play with to have those icons, those panes separated. So you have the 4 panes right now. This first pane here is the source pane or editor. We call it source pane or editor. This is where we type the programs or other documents. And as you know it, R is a script language or script program or language like MATLAB and Python and some others. Those are script languages. So this is a script. Normally when you launch it, you see here Untitled 1 is a script. The editor here is a script. If you like to create more script, you have 2 ways to do it. You click on File, New File, and Add Script, and you have your second script here, Untitled 2. The other ways to do it is you see here the sign plus. You click on the arrow here and Add Script, and you have your third script here. And the same thing you do with all the software. You need to save your script. So let's save it. Let me call it lab 1. You can save the second. You see, when I save it, you have lab 1. You can save the second as lab 2 and the third as lab 3. Say lab 2. And so on. But we don't need lab 2 and the third one, so let me close them. So you have our first lab here. So this is our main editor where we write everything. And the second pane here is the console pane. This is where you have the output of everything you write and run in the source pane or editor. For instance, in the source pane, let me write a, variable a equal 5, for instance, and I run it. I'm going to have the result here below. In the console pane, I have the result, and if I call that variable a again, a is going to appear here in the console pane. So the value of a equal 4, and we see here in this pane, which is kind of our workspace, the global environment, the values are stored here. The values of a are stored here. All the variables written here, written and run in the editor, they are stored in the workspace. Let's say B. Let me tell you also that there are 2 ways to run. The first way is to just click on run. The second is to press Ctrl plus Enter. So B equal 5 or equal 8, and the Ctrl plus Enter, and you have our B equal 8 here. Instead of clicking on run, we press Ctrl plus Enter, and it gives us it does the same thing. So let's click B. Now we call the variable B, Ctrl Enter, and you have 8. And the A and the B are stored here in the workspace. So this is our third panel or pane. So the last pane here, it has 5 tabs. The first is about the files, the directory in the computer. The second about the plots. Let me remove this. About the plots, so all the plots of everything you run in the source pane is going to appear here in this pane, and you have also where you have your packages you can load from here. So we will be back to the packages and the plots, and you can also get help from here and the viewer. So if you like to clear your console pane, let me select all those and run them, and you see all the results are in your console pane. If you like to clear your console pane, you click here and you just press Ctrl plus L and everything disappears here. For normally most of your work you have to do it here in the editor, not in the console pane. Console pane is just for things that are temporary, because as soon as you close your everything that's in the console pane is going to disappear. Only things that are in the editor can be saved. So it's recommended to use the editor. So let's try a plot. I created a vector of precipitation equal the sequences of values from 10 to 100 by 10. Means I need the values of precipitation every 10 units. So, and I run it, Control Enter, and I call my P to see the value, and I have from 10 to 100 by 10, so every 10. And I also have my soil moisture data equal the sequences of values from 10 to 200 by 20. Run it. I call my soil moisture value variable, and this 20, 30, 50 until 190. So I would like to plot the code to plot is this plot, and I would like to plot my precipitation against the soil moisture. Let's say P delta soil moisture, and they run it. So this is here in this pane, the fourth pane. We have our plot. We can label the plot. Let's say X label X lab. So for X label equal soil moisture, so you need a quotation here, and you go to Y label, Y lab equal precipitation P, and our main means the main title is let's say P versus SM, and we say we need the color to be blue, always quotation, don't forget blue, and we need the PCH to be, let's say, 18. So it's going to change our figure. So this is the figure we have, the plot of the precipitations and the soil moisture. So one thing I would like to discuss about is the length of those two vectors, if you like, because to plot one against the other, you need them to have the same length. So we first need to verify the length. So we have function length P. It's going to give us 10. Sorry, I misspelled length. So it should be H after T. and then we do the same thing for length, soil moisture, also 10. So normally for those short functions like this, we don't need to write them in the editor. We can just write them here in the console, because once we close they are going to disappear. It's not necessary, it's just to try, but it's fine to write them there. They are going to stay there, but here they will disappear. So the two vectors have the same size, the same length. That's why we are able to plot. So let's come back to the plot itself. So how to manage that plot, how to export this plot? So there are several ways to do it. So first of all, we zoom, and if you like to, you can just take the screenshot of the plot. It's up to you. There are ways to export it. Here, from here, you click on export, and then you save as image, and then you select the format of the image, PNG or JPEG or any kind of those formats here. Let's say I select JPEG. The second thing you need to do is to set your directory where you would like to put it. So click on directory, and I would like to put it in data analysis. My folder is Spring 2018 data analysis. So I just select. I don't open it because this is where I would like to put it. I just select it and I click open. When I open it, I now give the file name. Let me put plot1, and I click save. And you do the same thing if you like to export it in PDF. Gives you the same option. You can change them as you like. Orientation, landscape, or portrait. The options are here. And the directory, same thing. Data analysis. So I need to first select, so let me go back. I need it to be here. So I select the folder and I click open, and I give again the name plot1. The format is PDF now. Okay, you can also check here, view plot after saving. I don't need it. If you like to, you can do it, or you can preview it. All those things are possible. So you click save, and once you are done, you can come to the word page here, and just go to insert picture, and you have plot1 in data analysis, my folder here, and you click insert. This is our plot. You go back to R. There are the last method to do it is to click on export still, and then copy to clipboard. Copy to clipboard gives you the options to resize your plot. Let me put 100. Let me maybe put 900 here. The maximum is going to take it. So maintain aspect ratio. So you click on this. It's up to you, and we update for you. This is what it gives you, and you click copy, and you come here to your Word document, you click paste. So these are some of the basic ways you need to know to export your figures from here. So we are done with the figures. Let's talk about the packages. So the packages, normally the packages are the collections of R functions, data and compile code. So the collection of R functions, data and compile code, while the libraries are the directories where the packages are stored. So normally you first install the package, and then you call the library. If you do the opposite, it's not going to work. So to install the package, there are two ways to do it. Tap install. I already installed some of them, most of them here, so it's not going to help us too much. So let's say to install a package, you need to have the quotation. Let's say I would like to install mass. I think I already have it, but this is how you would do it, so it's not even Okay, it tells me it's already installed. So what I do I need to update? Do I need to? If yes, I say yes. No, it's okay, but it's up to you depending on what is in your computer. So it's going to update because I already installed it. Otherwise, it's going to load it, install it for me. And yeah, that's good. It's already done, successfully done. So now, after installing, you can call the library. Mass. If you invoke the library without installing the packages prior to that, you are going to receive an error message. So first, start with installation of the package and then invoking the library. The second way to install the package is to come here on this tab, have file, prod, package here, and package. You go to install, so you check here. So let me say install, and then you write the name of the package, Introduction to Statistical Learning. I already installed that, so it's going to tell me again to ask me whether I would like to update it. So I would say yes or no. Okay, I didn't. Okay, that's good. So okay, basically two ways to do it: install .packages or install here and then write the name of the package. So now you can invoke now library ISLR. It's fine. The last thing I would like to discuss about in this video for this class is how to get help in R. So again, Ctrl plus L to clear your console because you have too many things here. Ctrl L, clear everything. If you need help is something really temporary, so you don't even need to write it here in the source code or in your editor. So you can just write here. There are two ways: write the word help, parentheses, and then write the function for which you would like to have help. Let's say you need have help class. You'd like to know something about class or class label, or let's say okay, class label. Control Enter, and it gives you the description about the class label, how you would do it here. Help tab here. You write the code in the console pane, and you have the answer in the help on the side. And the second way to do it is to just type question mark and the name of the function for which you would like to have help. Let's say you need help on summary, or any of those summary data frame. You need help, so question mark summary.data.frame, and the object summaries that gives you information on how to proceed. So this is the end of this video. It's just to wrap up everything. You have the 4 panes here. Of pane, the first pane here is our source code or editor. The one below here is the console pane, and here you have the global environment or our workspace, and on this side we have the same pane that helps us to have the output for the images, the packages we need to install, the help, the viewer, and the files. So thank you so much for listening. and waiting for our next lab. Have a good night. Thanks.